Why do they call your mom Gorilla Gwen? I never was able to figure that out.
Emma, or Winnie slash Emma, is the one that started doing that. I don't know why she did that. She's fucking retarded. Of course, Emma's retarded. Sick ass fucking bitch.
And you fell in love with that Winnie person. It was all make believe. She said that she wanted to eat your mom's pussy, and you still fell in love with her.
She was saying all kinds of stupid shit when she was supposedly on drugs.
Yeah, she was never on drugs because she was a normal woman who didn't poop her pants ever or do crazy things that you thought she was doing.
That has a very sick mind. So she's not a normal woman.
Well, normal in the sense that she doesn't smear shit all over the walls and all that stuff.
It's normal in the sense that it doesn't take drugs for her to do such disgusting things and say such disgusting things. That's not normal.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean, Lauren. I mean, like, normal that she wasn't, like, this crazy person. And you stayed with this crazy person who shit herself all the time, so what does that make you? That makes you even crazier.
Yeah. Must have been.
And the one thing I was able to take away from all of it when I looked at it was just how desperate you are. All it would take would be my significant other pooping their pants once for me to leave them. But I don't know. I don't know how your head works. Because, I mean, you were desperate for just anyone.
My head works as
this Winnie person calls you a pedophile over and over and over. Calls your mom a gorilla. She poops in her pants and you stayed with her.
Oh, she constantly pissed me off when you say that shit.
Yeah, and you didn't do anything about it. You stayed with her. You told her you loved her. In fact, you would cry when she would break up with you. What is there to love about? Like, what was it about Will? What was it about Emma that you fell in love with? What did they do that was lovable?
It wasn't Will that I fell in love with. It was what I thought was a female.
Lauren, you know what I mean. You fell in love with Will. I don't mean it in a gay way. I know how you're super against gay people. I mean it in that you with Will for 2 years. You fell in love with what you thought was a woman, okay? If that makes you feel better, if that makes you feel less gay because you're, for some reason, proud to be homophobic, but if that makes you feel better, I'll keep saying it. You fell in love with Will pretending to be a woman, and you fell in love with Emma pretending to be a crazy lady who pooped her pants. And you proposed marriage to these people and said you loved them. What was lovable? What about either of those people did you want to marry?
Casey, you did the same thing.
What about those people did you want to marry, Lauren?
Casey, you did the same thing.
And what about me did you want to marry?
You did the same thing with Jamie.
Yeah, and you still wanted to be with me.
Because I've already met you face to face and I knew you were...
Obviously, one, I was playing a character they had me play, so I didn't have my nudes released. I was an asshole to you on purpose.
Right, but the first 2 months?
Because they be an asshole.
The first 2 months? They weren't involved for the first 2 months.
And I was nice to you. You said it yourself.
Yeah, you was. I liked what I saw a lot in the first 2 months.
Okay, well, forget about me. I'm saying, what was it about this lady who pooped her pants and this robot person that you were in love with?
Because she didn't start out pooping her pants.
When she started pooping her pants and doing cocaine and being a psychopath, wishing your mom was, licking her pussy and wanting you to fuck her and all this stuff, what was it that you loved? What was it about Jamie that you loved?
It was that I was already, in my mind, I was already in love with somebody that showed me the person that they were.
You do realize you can fall out of love with people who poop their pants, right?
Yeah, I know.
So what was it that made you hold on to these two ridiculous people?
Because I felt bad.
How she wanted to suck some dude's Dan's penis constantly.
I felt bad that I would leave them just because they were doing abnormal things.
Oh, dude, if that's what you have to tell yourself, Jesus Christ. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense that I felt bad about the way somebody was becoming.
You wanted to marry these people because you felt bad for them?
No. When they started doing fucked up shit. Winning.
Okay, well, they were still doing fucked up shit, and you still wanted to marry them. And you still said you loved them. What was it that was lovable? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
That was more of feeling an obligation.
What was that feeling? That was more than an obligation. What was it?
Because I didn't want to hurt them.
You threatened to leave constantly, so you clearly didn't care about hurting them. I'm saying, what made you hold on to these people? You only left Winnie when you thought her sister was available.
I don't know. My mind was... Well, I was getting drunk back then, though.
Yeah, I'm just going to go to your default answer of my mind was messed up. What was it? You know
I felt obligated. Casey, you keep asking me, and I keep telling you. I felt obligated, and I didn't want to hurt them.
That's such bullshit.
Call bullshit if you want. You got your answer. You're not going to get a different answer.
I mean, you felt bad, and then you left her for her sister. So clearly you didn't feel bad to do that.
Well,
you didn't feel obligated then.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so you're just full of shit. Just admit you were desperate. That's what it comes down to, is you were just desperate.
Maybe. Maybe that's what it comes down to. Maybe I just haven't thought about it enough.
Well, you should take this time that you're not working to think about why you do these things.
Okay, so how was it that you fell in love so fast with Jamie?
Because she was nice and sweet to me until I met her, and then they blackmailed me, and then she wasn't sweet and nice anymore. You proposed to her in less than 30 days.
I know.
Yeah, so you can't come at me like that. You only knew her for a month, and you asked her to be your wife. Are you fucking crazy?
I must have been. How long did you know each other?
When I proposed to her, I know I've said this before, it was all make-believe.
Did you actually get married?
To a person who doesn't exist? No, I didn't.
All right.
Because that's impossible.
Well,
you can't marry someone who isn't real.
Didn't know what length they went to blackmail you.
Okay. No, she didn't blackmail me to marry her.
All right.
And at that point, if it got to that point, I would say just release my nudes then, because that's insane.
What about this MJ bitch? Was she there too? Was she there too?
Which one is that?
Maggie Jo.
Who?
Supposedly Will's fiance.
Oh, no.
The one with the
I don't know who that is. The one with the accent.
Huh?
I never talked to anybody with an accent.
With a southern accent?
No, I didn't talk to anybody with an accent. Or anybody by that name.
The one that Will said that he was engaged to.
Will lied to you. He wasn't engaged to her. I don't know. I never talked to someone named Maggie Jo. I never met a Maggie Jo.
All right, well, one of the conversations you told Will that you saw Maggie Jo and she has a fat ass.
Well, that's probably what I said, but you gotta remember, Lauren, they tell me to say these things to you. You're blending things together. It's all, just remember before you say something that everything's fake.
Fucking nuts.
Why did you bring that up?
I'm just wondering if Maggie Jo was really a person, because when they sent me that big black fucking dildo said Maggie Joe's name right on the box, on the address box, please.
Yeah, you can write anybody's name on it. They don't verify it.
I know.
You can write an address on anything. Remember when I had you send that drawing of me, and I had you send it to an address? That was just an address.
Huh?
That's just a made-up address. You can make up anything.
I had a feeling that it was.
Yeah, so they wrote Maggie Joe and put an address on it. That doesn't mean that's exactly where it came from.
When I sent that drawing, I sent it, and then it's like the next day I was thinking about it, and I was like, I wonder if that's even her real address.
That's a thought that ever comes into your head. Why keep talking to us?
Has it ever popped into my head? Why is who talking to us?
I'm saying, if you have even the slightest inkling that who you're talking to isn't real, then why do you talk to them?
Because I guess I just don't want to believe that they're lying to me.
Because you're desperate, right?
That one chance that they might be telling the truth.
Yeah, that's desperation. You're just desperate.
Maybe.
Are you just sad and lonely? What is it that makes you so desperate? Is there no women in Cornville?
No, there's women. Since that, Casey, you have no idea what that sting did to me.
Well,
it fucked me up.
Is that what it is? Is because you don't want to explain the sting to a real woman?
No.
I'm just trying to figure out why you get catfished over and over and over again. Is that what it boils down to? You just don't want to have to tell a woman face to face? I mean, there's no shame in that. I wouldn't want to. If I was taught for that, I would be mortified trying to date someone in real life and have to explain that to them.
I've got shame in myself that I ever did that.
That's why you fall for the catfishes? You think? Because you don't want to explain it to a real woman?
No, who would want to explain that? It's not the person that I really am. That's why I don't like explaining it. I don't like people seeing me that way. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, and that's completely understandable, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. Ashamed of not wanting to. I mean, you should be ashamed of the crime, of course. But I'm saying you shouldn't be ashamed of not wanting to have to explain that to a real woman. And do you think that's why you fall for catfishes all the time? Because you're scared of a woman in real life?
I'm scared of explaining it and being judged.
And because you have to tell these fake women over the phone, that kind of softens it for you? Or I guess because they already know most of the time, right?
No, it's because over the phone, if we end it, then it's ended.
Well, I would hope that'd be the same case if they were in person, that you would leave them alone if they ended it.
It's not easy to explain.
And you're terrified of ending it. So what are you even talking about? I mean, you stuck with Winnie, Jamie. You tried getting Ramona back after she told you everything. You stay with the poop lady, her sister, all these things. After she's sucking some dude's dick over and over and over again. You put up with anything to avoid having to end it. And that's being desperate, you think?
Might be part of being desperate. Part I don't want to hurt somebody. Probably I don't want to be hurt.
I don't think it has anything about you getting hurt or hurting someone, because clearly you were getting hurt. She was sucking someone's dude's dick the entire time. And leaving her actually probably would have ended all the hurt and suffering. And then you left her for her sister, so you didn't care about hurting her. But I think it's really just the desperation.
Maybe.
I mean, it's been what, like maybe 30 years since you probably had sex? That's normal.
2 nights before the sting.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because in the chat log you're talking to the child at like 11:30 at night. You were talking to the kid. So I don't think you really did, because they mentioned that on the website that you say that. And then they're like, here's the proof. We have the whole chat log right here with timestamps.
Casey, you know them timestamps on that dialogue, none of them are right. There's very few of them that are right.
Well, forget the timestamps. The dates are all there.
Well, why do you have the chat log in front of you?
No, I don't have it in front of me. I said I've seen it. And I'm mentioning it to you right now because you brought it up, that they mentioned that. And the point is, you wouldn't have had time to hook up with someone else.
Most of the timestamps are fucked up.
Okay. And again, I don't see the purpose in lying to me about that. I don't care either way. I'm just saying, I understand the desperation.
But Casey, I'm trying to be honest with you about things that I'm feeling.
You know what I know. Like, you know deep down that you weren't having sex with someone 2 nights before. You know that. You know it. And you're like,
I know I was. There's 2 nights before that I went out.
It's stuff like this that you want a real relationship and you want honesty and you don't give it. And it's I don't know, Lauren. I don't know what to say about you.
I'm trying to be honest with you about this, Casey.
I know, and you're embarrassed to tell the truth.
I had gone out.
You're embarrassed to tell the truth that you didn't have sex the 2 nights before. And I'm telling you, I do not care either way. I'm just saying that you want honesty and you don't give honesty back.
I'm trying to be honest with you and you're not letting me.
You got to admit to me right here that you really weren't having sex the night before or whatever you're saying. I know you aren't because you have to ride this lie out.
I can't do anything about you not accepting what I'm telling you. I'm trying to explain it all to you, and you don't want. You just want to keep talking. You don't want to hear it.
Well, no, it's just because I've heard it.
2 nights before the thing, I went out with a 19-year-old guy. His name is Mike, and his mom. They lived just up the road from the karaoke bar that I used to go to all the time. They went there with me. We went back to my house, back to my apartment. Mike stayed in the living room, and me and his mom went in the bedroom. That was 2 nights before the sting.
You realize that makes it worse that you went to the sting house then? If you were able to have sex with an adult woman, that makes it worse that you went to go try to have sex with a kid. That makes it worse. Because it means you had options. It means you had adult woman options.
Yeah, Casey, I know. My head was fucked up at the time. How many times did I have to tell you that? Why are you going back to the sting now?
It's just, I give up on getting honesty out of you. I know it's not going to happen.
Well, you got honesty. It's not my fault that you don't want to accept it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is your fault. I mean, he just sat there and waited for you to bang his mom.
I didn't want to do anything with her. I told her that tonight when she even went there with us. Told her nothing was going to happen. I kept trying to shake her off, and she kept trying to put herself on me.
Oh, so you were right.
All I could do at the bar was sit in the chair and drink. Everywhere I moved, she'd move with me.
You're so full of shit. But okay, I'm done with that story. Because I know it's a lie.
All right, well, you think that then.
Okay.
Okay, so what is it about me that you like?
Maybe I just don't want to hurt you, and I don't want to hurt me.
All right, now you're being a smart ass.
Maybe I just feel bad.
Like I said, now you're being a smart ass.